everybody. Welcome to the Kpop Kimchi Podcast, your number one podcast for girl groups with the number one fanboys. I'm your host, Justin Turno, with my co-host, Brian Limper, and we are on the road.
We are currently on the road back to Springfield because we just had the most unique K-pop fan experience of a lifetime outside of probably someone who actually lives in Korea.
Yeah, honestly, this was one for the books. Unique is like the perfect way to say it.
Because, for those of you who don't know, we were going to go to the Chicago tripleS LOVElution concert.
Yes.
And it got canceled 48 hours before the show started.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I don't even know if it's 48 hours. It might have been less than that.
May have been less.
Now, the Atlanta show was the first stop, and it went good, I guess.
Yeah.
The second stop was supposed to be Reading, and it got canceled because it only sold like 110 tickets. Right?
It was canceled like before
the tour
it was
started.
A while ago that was like shut down.
Then we're like, all right, it's whatever. The Chicago one sold about 300-400 tickets, so it's looking pretty decent. It should be good. And then, like I said, it got canceled. And everyone's like, what the hell? Like, how'd it get canceled? Like, what's going on? And we just thought it was done, like over. And then we got lucky, and somehow Mod House worked out something with the promoter, who apparently is the worst promoter of all time.
Yeah, I know.
Named Sean Healy produces and presents. I don't give a shit.
Apparently he sucks.
And they really, fumbled the ball on this one. And they canceled the original concert, but somehow they set up this exclusive tripleS meets Waves in Chicago at the very last minute, like literally 8 o'clock yesterday night. So like, 48 hours ago? And they set it up.
Yeah.
And essentially, what it was a little like kind of meeting room, I would say, that you'd hold like maybe a work conference in or something like that.
Right.
Or like a panel for like a guest speaker or something like that,
Yeah.
A work retreat. And it was at a Renaissance Hotel at O'Hare Airport in Chicago.
Right, so like when they announced it was canceled, they did say they wanted to try and do something for the Waves.
Yeah.
They didn't mention it, what it was, or where, or anything.
It was like super top secret.
So it was canceled 2 days before, and then so we're in this weird lull of like, what are they going to announce? Like, what are they going to say? They already are saying we're getting all of our refund for everything, for the meet and greet, for the tickets, for everything.
Oh yeah, the whole thing was free tonight too.
So yeah, it was technically everything today was free. But so we're like, okay, something's gonna happen. Then last night, like you said, not even a day before technically it started, they set all that stuff up that the Renaissance Chicago O'Hare Hotel in the conference room. Yeah, so it was like a very weird 48 hours where we're like, we don't know what's going on, and then they like finally told us a place to go, and we're like, all right, we still don't know, but we're gonna go there. Like,
and it was really kind of strange because it said they were gonna send it out to everybody who bought tickets. Mm-hmm. Like it was like a whole thing. Like it's like security lockdown thing. Like it was crazy, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Not really important, but they sent it out. And I was like sitting here the whole time, like at work, like waiting for an email, like, when they're going to send it, when are they going to send it?
It was like so stressful.
I was like, are they not going to send it? Like, are we going to get screwed over?
Right.
Or are we going to get something and it's going to be like, oh, by the way, it started at 10 o'clock in the morning, so we like can't even go to it.
I know.
But it ended up being at the exact same time the show would have been, so that was good. We actually got here for once super early. Thank God we did. Although I guess, looking back on it, it really wouldn't have mattered.
No, actually, this one...
For once, it wouldn't have mattered.
For once at all, like...
We were an hour and a half early and it didn't even matter.
It didn't matter at all. We could have got there 2 minutes before. It would have been the same. But yeah, they pretty much just had it in a hotel near Rosemount where we've been a million times for concerts and just to hang out. And we
Pretty nice hotel.
It was very nice. And we stopped under like where you check in and asked like, hey, where do we go? Where do we park? Because there wasn't really any instructions, and it was like it was just interesting because we've never done anything like this ever.
I will say the one cool thing about it is like cool, but also kind of sucked, is we got split up as though a lot of people did that were at the show with their friends. Yeah. Because the way they did it, they basically, you got your information scanned so to make sure you like legit could go and all that stuff.
Right.
And they had official LOVElution tripleS like wristbands like you get for like admission to stuff.
Right.
And each one had a seat number on it. Yep. You had to put it on and you had to go find your seat, whichever number was on your wristband. Yeah. And I got number 34, which is pretty legit because it was the third row.
Yeah, you were third row. I was 16, which was second row. I was actually like not super far from you.
No, you're like right in front of me.
I was like in front of you, a few seats to the left. So we both had really good spots. I don't know how many rows it went back of just the chairs.
I counted, and I think it was like 7 or 8?
I was gonna say like 7 or something, and it maybe sat about what?
100 people. There was only 100 chairs.
So it was 100 chairs in this room of the hotel that they set up.
I know those numbers I just said don't make any sense, but I think there was like at least 100 chairs there.
Yeah.
So on the back it was like 90 something.
Right.
And they had it tallied out, so I don't know how they knew how many people were actually going to be there, because
That's what we were.
there were some people that definitely probably were going to go and didn't go, and then other people that had the tickets and probably showed up and they didn't know that they were going to be there,
Or
because it was like a really weird situation.
And because you really had to pay attention to like Twitter and stuff like that for this, like it's like.
Oh, if you were going to go to the show and you don't pay attention to social media that much, you easily would never have known that the show was canceled.
The girl next to me said she doesn't have Twitter, and her friend told her like last minute, like, hey, I think that got canceled. So then she like looked it all up and everything, and that was how she was able to like know that like it's just so different than the original plan. It's a completely new thing, and she was able to figure it out. It was just like thrown together, but in a really nice way. Like,
yeah, because like legit, I don't have Twitter either. I don't really use it unless Justin like sends me something.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things where I have to like log on, put all my information in, and like every single time, you know?
Right.
And I didn't really know about it, but we have a Discord chat and people were telling us about it, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, the only emails I actually got from the company that about the show was telling me that one, it was postponed, and then I was getting a refund on my ticket because it got canceled.
Yeah.
So I never would have known that there was different stuff going on if I didn't like get told it by somebody else. So if we weren't in contact about that, I never would have any idea.
Right, absolutely, yeah. I was like, I like had the notifications on for them and stuff because I was like, well, obviously I don't want to miss this. So anytime it would come out, I would get the info because you like had to, you know, pay attention just because it was like breaking news essentially. But so we got there and we waited. We literally just kind of like outside of the meeting rooms, there was just like chairs and stuff, and it was very nice. And there was a couple people there before us.
Again, maybe like 10.
Again, didn't really matter because it was random seating.
Yeah, so you could have got there first and literally pulled like
You could
seat
pull
like 70.
95, and you're just like in the back.
Because guys actually got there after we did. We're in the front row. Like they were sitting like literally in the front. And when I mean the front row, I mean you could have stretched your legs out and I would have kicked the stage.
Yeah,
like, that's how close they were.
They like set up. There was the chairs, and then there was like a stage that they had. It was kind of a makeshift stage that they
like a talent show.
They probably used for like just I don't know, the speaker or whatever they have in these little hotel kind of room things. But it was it wasn't super glamorous, but it worked out like perfectly.
Yeah, so that's how it all pretty much started.
Yeah, it's kind of important to have the background. I feel like just because it was so random.
So once the show actually started, all the girls came out like right next to us out of like a side entrance onto the stage where they had like a table set up with like seats, like they're gonna do like a Q&A panel like Anime Con.
Yeah.
And they all like sat down and they're like talking, and Soyeon was like the little host for the night with the little translator girl.
Yep.
And so this is the first time we've experienced these certain things happening. Like it was like a very unique experience that I've never experienced at a K-pop thing before.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
The first thing they did was like a high touch kind of chat thing. And the cool thing was you went like aisle by aisle, like you're in church and you're like going to like communion.
Yeah.
And you went up and you got to stand in front of each one of them and like wave at them, say hi, like talk to them a little bit and like high five them. And you literally got to high five and like touch each one of them. They like grabbed your hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it was the most high touch thing I've ever experienced.
It was really cool, yeah, and they were like at their table, but they like stood up as you went by.
And it was nice because I've never had one of those where a manager wasn't yelling at you to hurry up.
Oh my gosh. Finally, right? Like it was so chill. It was like relaxing to actually have a high touch instead of worrying about someone, being like, move faster. You know what I mean?
And I was like telling Justin later, I wish I would have said like, hey, you can take your time, like talk to him. Because the first couple rows, like kind of flew by. Like they just kind of did like a high touch, like a normal high touch. And at the end of it, these people were like sitting there like having whole conversations.
Yeah, they were like going way slower, and I was like, well, they didn't really, and they didn't say like, they're just like, all right, the first thing we're gonna do is the high touch. Then that was pretty much it. They didn't have any rules or parameters, so
no.
I guess they were cool with being up there a little longer, kind of chatting with them.
And like when we were going, of course, Justin had custom shirts. So I showed Soyeon my Soyeon #1 shirt, and she like freaked out. She's like, "Oh my god!" And she was like, because Kaede was right next to him. She's like, "Kaede, look!" And they were like super happy about that. So that's always fun.
Yeah, I had a shirt that was for Diane, and she just like screamed extremely loud. Like, they always love when, you know, like they can see that they're your bias or something, or like you have something that's like dedicated to them. And like both Soya and Diane were like very hyped that we had shirts that were like for them. So that was like really cool. It's like such a cool thing that you like never forget.
That I saw that had like a custom kind of shirt like that was a guy who had like a giant suman on it.
Yeah, who's not there, but
he even brought like a giant suman like head cut out.
It was like a really big suman face.
Like I mean, like the whole shirt.
It was like the whole front of the shirt, and I was like, you know, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. She'd probably love it if she was here.
But yeah, you like go, you like double high-fived him, you talked to him, everyone was super nice, their hands are really soft.
Yeah.
Legit, like Heirin, when I don't know about you, but when I got to like Heirin and Sohyun, they like legit, like I went to high-five and they like grabbed my hand.
Sohyun grabbed my hand.
Sohyun like interlocked fingers with me.
Yeah. I was like, is this allowed, manager?
But she was all about it.
Yeah. It was really cool. And we've never done anything like this event, whatever, but usually when we have anything with a high touch, it's like the last thing.
Yeah, and then they're like yelling at you.
And then you're like, leave out the door when you're done with it. But this was like the first thing, so that was pretty cool. Like a little bit of a different setup.
But after that, which was really fun, they took the tables away and they had picture time.
Yeah.
And picture time was literally all the members on the side of the stage. And then one by one member would come to the center and they got to do 3 poses so people could take pictures of them.
Yeah. I mean, pretty genius, honestly. Like,
yeah,
everyone loves that. Everyone.
And everyone's like yelling and having fun.
Yeah.
Really, it was like the ultimate. I don't want to say it was like a train wreck, but like was very like unscripted. They could just like do whatever they wanted.
It was like really. It seemed
like
really.
Free flowing.
It seemed really chill. Like it did seem really organized, but in a chill way. That nothing was like.
Nothing was timed.
Nothing was like.
This.
They're like, hurry up, or nothing was forced, or none of the dialogue was like. Really, you know, like, I don't know, like they did have a little kind of cue cards of what they were doing, but nothing really felt scripted in a way where it was like, okay, like whatever. But that was really cool. The individual picture time was, I mean, great. Everyone went up there and was a star.
And they were even up there and they're like, what do you guys want us to do? So like people like yelling out poses.
Yeah.
And they like literally posed for like, you know, 30 to 45 seconds a minute maybe, and people got to just take pictures of each one of them individually.
Yeah.
So that was really
Which
cool.
was like a perfect thing to do that. And like, we had really good spots, but really, since there wasn't that many rows and that many people there, pretty much anywhere you were, you could get some good photos.
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, we were like super close.
Yeah.
We weren't the #1 front row people, but that's like luck of the draw, like we said.
Yeah.
But I mean, we were still like super close. It's kind of weird because I was like trying to film some of the videos on my phone a little bit, you know, just because, you know, it's like an experience.
Right.
And I think they were actually closer when I wasn't filming them on my phone.
It did seem like that, honestly. There's like, right, I mean...
Because I'd be like filming them, because you know you zoom in so you can see it.
Right.
I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. And then I'd stop and put the phone
like,
down.
boom.
I'm like, man, you guys are like really close to me.
It was crazy how like, not big and small this like whole space and like close it was.
Like, it was a very small, intimate show, like the definition of it.
And like, everything fit perfectly though. Like, it wasn't, again, it kind of just goes to the whole vibe of like, it was really chill, relaxed, smooth. Like, nothing was like cramped, no one was like too close, but everything was close,
So we had selfie time, or we had picture time, I mean. I wish we had selfie time.
It would have been the
We
greatest
didn't get that part, but that's okay.
We
I mean,
It
we got a lot of really good stuff.
There was a lot of cool stuff.
So picture time, and then after that, they performed Rising.
Yes.
And I know everyone's really mad about like idols lip syncing and just dancing or like not singing or anything like that. But the fact they just came out and danced and were like laughing the whole time, while they were like, the music was just playing, was like the best.
So they had, they actually did have, they didn't do it when they sang or danced, but when they talked, they did have microphones. There was like 3 or 4, I think, that they kind of, and they had like speakers on each side that were, you know, not huge, but it was, you know, you could hear them.
Yeah.
So, but you're right, when they performed the song, they put the mics down, and then they performed, and like, it was so awesome. And like, for us, and we've mentioned it, or me, like, the singing is like not the most important thing to me at all. I like the dancing. I like them just going up there and doing their thing. And this was that. So I have like no problem with them just like turning their song on the speakers and dancing to it. Because they still danced really great. Like, it was really cool. What I thought was cool was, because since the stage was like lifted and there really wasn't anything under it besides the little thing supporting it.
Yeah.
Is all their like coordinated stomps in the ground.
Oh yeah, you could like hear it.
It was like super
it.
loud, and like there was a couple times when they kind of were like, okay, like, maybe we shouldn't stomp all at once in the middle of this, so it like caves in or something.
And I was telling Justin, one of the funny things I noticed a lot was when Kaide had to come up front and do something. She like thought she was gonna fall off the side of it, so she just be like, ah.
Yeah. And
funny.
It was really, I mean, it was just like really cool, and like they performed Rising, and that was sick. Like I didn't know if they were gonna even do any songs, so that was cool.
Yeah, because they performed Rising. They performed what was the other one?
Girls
Capitalism. And then they did another one. I don't remember which one.
I don't remember what
they did. They did a couple.
They had like an encore too.
Yeah, they did a couple of them. But after they did the Rising one, they kind of talked a little bit again. And then they did a thing where they all like, instead of like just introducing themselves, like, "Hey, I'm S1 Soyeon," or you know, they introduced themselves by all doing like a little dance or like singing a song.
It was so cool.
So, first off, a couple of my takeaways from this is that now I know how to pronounce their names correctly. So, for anybody who's been mad about that,
the big takeaway.
But Cindy was the first one to go, and she's legit like one of the most attractive women I've ever seen. She's like a legit model.
Just a supermodel. And I was like, did no slight at all, but I was like, this would be a good stepping stone for you to go be like a world famous model somewhere.
Like she's like tall,
just
and like has a look.
Super
she's just
cool,
like
long hair.
Got like kind of like a sassy attitude. Like she was like really cool.
And she, it was just, this whole segment was awesome too, because
everyone did something individually.
Yeah, and introductions are great. Everyone wants to hear everyone introduce themselves, but it was like, all right, well, I prepared this song too, so that was like a cool added feature because you got to see everyone do their own performance.
And then we actually got to see a couple members like sing, like Diane sang to show for vocals,
Yeah.
Kaide really read the room wrong and sang the saddest song I've ever heard.
That was
in my
like
life.
the one thing I was like, okay, everyone's performing. We got Shinu performed, Gashina, I think.
Yeah,
it was a Sumi song, and it was like kind of the vibes of the songs were like fun. I mean, there was a New Jean song, there was an ITZY song, so it was like, and then Kaide just sang this she was literally like, this is the song that I sing when I'm depressed. This sad ballad, and like it was fine, but it was like, oh man, like that was
kind of weird.
Like the mood was different.
Fine.
It was just not quite the mood of everyone else, but it's okay. She did a great job.
Also, takeaway: Kaide is just adorable in person as she is in the actual signals, like exactly the same.
Absolutely.
Nian. I still think her name's Nine, but Nian.
Just call her Nine.
She's probably one of my favorite people I saw at the thing.
Yeah.
She was really cool. I've never really seen a ton about her or anything, because I haven't got to the part of the signals yet.
Right.
But seeing her in person, she's like pretty awesome. She's very energetic and very like happy, like just full of energy.
They like
very giggly.
And she performed Hype Boy. Which,
got the whole crowd fired up.
Everyone loves that. So that was very cool.
Then Sohyun, like, she has a really deep voice, but man, her English was like really good. I honestly thought she just was an English-speaking person.
Her English was like pretty much perfect.
And then at the end, she was like, "Yeah, we're gonna practice English better." And I'm like, "You literally just spoke perfect
English better than me."
Also,
I'm trying to think what everyone did.
Soyeon, like, I don't know if they actually have a leader in the group or not, but everyone just like loves her and respects her. She's S1.
Yeah.
But she definitely runs the show out there for everybody.
Right. Absolutely.
Haerin was pretty awesome. She danced the cake, and
Haerin danced the cake. That was pretty sick.
She was a cat for a little bit.
That was awesome. She had like ears. She had the little ears going on.
Everybody loves Diane. She like got the most cheers out of everybody.
Diane was just like Nian, just super energetic and happy to be there.
Cherry soda girl.
Which really everyone's like vibe and energy was like really great. Not that I didn't think it would be, but
like everyone was actually like super sad they couldn't do the show,
and they were like very happy like to have this event and to be able to perform something, and they all were mentioning how sad they were it couldn't happen and they want to be able to do it again. So it was cool that they were like, I don't know, like everyone was very appreciative. It's a very appreciative room together, like,
which is really
in the little cube side.
Like, you can actually tell they, like, cared and they weren't just, like, putting on an act.
Yeah, it wasn't like, ugh.
Like, oh, hey, guys, go play it up that it got canceled.
Like, there's not even 100 people, and we gotta go, like, smile at them. Like,
but no, they were, like, loving it. They were having the time of their life.
They had awesome energy and put on a really good show for the situation.
And then Yuban was out there being perfect.
Yeah, she's just like a doll, like, with perfect posture, like a little model, too. Like,
the girls loved to hype her up when she was doing stuff.
They, really just a nice mix of people, too. Like, it's a solid team.
Good sub unit.
For the LOVElution team.
Because then after that, they did some more performances. Really, that was the whole show.
Yeah.
And then they left, and then everybody just chanted for them really loud.
Yeah.
And then they came back and did like an encore song.
Yeah.
And they told us how they ate deep dish pizza yesterday.
Yeah, they did. That was pretty much it. I mean, it went really fast.
Yeah, it was. I don't think it was an hour.
I think it was. I think it was like a little bit over because it was not before the encore, but maybe with the encore it was maybe a little over. It was really fast.
I mean, we got out and it wasn't even like 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it was. It went really fast.
But definitely something super cool.
Oh my gosh!
And then everybody who went there, even though I think you get it at the meet and greet itself.
Yeah.
But we all got signed posters.
Yeah.
They were like actually signed, like legit. They signed them with Sharpies.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe those people would have been, because like that was a meet and greet thing. It's like the signed poster. So.
And all these people, I don't think they even got meet and greet. They just were going to the show.
Like because you just had to have your ticket to go to the show to this.
So if you were just going to the show,
you might have got your poster then.
You like got a signed poster, even though you didn't pay for one of the meet and greet later.
Right.
So that's pretty sweet.
And the signed poster's like legit. It's super cool.
I mean, we've got things where it's like you get a poster that's signed before, but it's like printed on there, you know, like manufactured.
Or usually you get something where it's one person signed it.
But this is like every member signed it.
Yeah, and it's like a picture of them. That's really cool. It's like really awesome. Definitely gonna get like a frame for it.
And I think we mentioned earlier, I don't recall, it was free.
Yeah, all the money that we paid for this, the meet and greet tickets, that was free.
Pretty much the only money we spent was on food today.
Pretty much.
Gas to get here, gas to get back home.
Yeah.
And buying our light sticks.
Yeah, we each got one of the light sticks, which are very cool.
Probably would have bought more, but it was cash only.
Yeah.
I don't carry a lot of cash on me.
They did have like a little bit of the merch there. They had like some,
which is kind of good too.
T-shirts and hoodies.
I wasn't sure they would, but they actually had a good amount of the merch.
Yeah, and people were getting it, so that's awesome.
But I mean, they made a little bit of money off of that. But yeah, they reimbursed everybody for everything. This essentially was just a free show for the fans.
Pretty crazy. Just
and
like,
for a free show or just any show in general, it was sick.
Well, we were talking, and like this is stuff you see videos from on Instagram or whatever, or like pictures, and it's like the exclusive things that you have to be like chosen
for, like the fan clubs.
Like you have to be lucky in the fan club to go to things like this that are super small, super intimate.
Those lucky draw fan.
Yeah, like it's just like we're like buy a bajillion albums. Like it's stuff that you don't get to do. Like as just a fan, especially like over here in the United States.
Like maybe it's more prominent in Korea, but over here it's like.
I mean, it was just
really. If I had to equivalent it to something, I'd say this would be like what it would be like if you legit paid money to hire them to come perform at like a personal party for you.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call, like a birthday.
Yeah, like a birthday party, like an event with like your co-workers or something.
Yep.
That's essentially what it was.
Yeah, that's a very good call actually. If you're like, hey, how much for like an hour and a half of your time?
Yeah, like if I had to rent out a space, you guys come perform for an hour, how much would it cost me?
Go to the hotel thing. Yeah, it was. That's a good way to put it.
That's essentially what it was.
But it was really great, and like we didn't even know how to process it.
And for like kind of just coming up with it on the spot over the last like 24 hours, it was like really good.
It was so well done for what it was.
And I think my favorite part too was the girls were just like so happy and free flowing. Like you could tell there wasn't like a lot of restrictions. They could just say and do what they wanted.
Yeah.
So they were like joking around a lot, having fun.
What I thought of like about that was like when we go watch the WWE when they do the house shows that aren't on TV.
Oh, yeah.
And all the wrestlers just like goof off and stuff like that. But they do a really good job because they don't have any pressure. That's like what this kind of seemed like. It was like,
oh, it was like
go out there, have fun. Like everyone's happy. Everyone's so happy to be here. You're happy to be here. Like let's just have a good hour and a half of like memories. It was actually crazy. Like it didn't even seem like it happened.
Yeah, it's like a
dream.
I was telling Justin honestly, like we're talking about it now, and I understand it's like a very unique thing that like literally no one will probably get to experience on the tour,
right?
Or maybe ever again, because they said they're committed to not canceling any more of the shows.
Yeah.
But as far as how I feel about it, like deep down, I like know that it was like super awesome and unique.
Right.
But on the outside in my head right now, I like still cannot process like how unique and crazy it was. And it's just like you said, I'm like driving home right now, and it kind of feels like it didn't even happen. It's just like
it feels like it was a dream because you're just like in this area, this like nice little kind of made room with like gray white walls. It's like a perfect square, and like we're the only people in there. I don't know. It's just like
it really is kind of like you like had a dream, and it's like, oh yeah, you know, in your dream you like watch like a, I don't know, a tripleS video before.
Yeah.
So you're like sitting there like at a personal concert with them, and you're looking around. You know, in dreams, there's like people, but you can't tell what their faces are. There's,
that's
like,
what
people.
This was. Yeah.
Because you're like stuck by random people you don't even know you've never seen before. Just random seating, and you're just all there enjoying this like random. Why is this happening really, show that you never think was gonna happen?
Random's a good way to put it. Like random in like the best way.
We even said on the way up there, this is the most random experience probably we've ever done. Because no one's experienced this. We've never experienced it. We went in blind, had no idea what to expect. And it was just like crazy. I don't know.
We literally got the call of, hey, this is happening at this time at this place. And we're like, okay.
This must be what it's like to be Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible.
This is
like, do you want to take the mission?
Yeah, this is where we got to be. Like, I mean, when we first got there, we found the hotel, and we didn't know where to park, and I went in, and I'm like asking the hotel hostess person behind the desk that you check in and get. I'm like, so I'm here for like the Mod House Kpop thing. Like, I was like, does she even know what I'm talking about? And like, they're like, okay, it's down here. You park over here. And like, obviously they did know, but it was just so weird. Like, we went and saw a K-pop event at a hotel, like
in a literal hotel.
In a literal hotel
conference room,
waiting in like
next to the Manuel Church. Congregation room.
It was like some like.
Apparently they have multiple rooms for people to go in.
There was more room for the freaking financial church meeting than
there was for tripleS.
tripleS.
And I honestly expected it to be a lot bigger when we went in there, and it was like very.
It was like it was just a room. I don't know. Like it wasn't.
It's like the jury room at my work when all of our people from my circuit clerk office have to go into a meeting for something important. It's like there was not. Honestly, so I know there had to be at least close to like 80, 90 people there.
Yeah.
But if I would have walked in and I would have guessed, I'd have been like, it doesn't feel like there's that many people.
No,
there.
not at all. Especially like when we were all leaving and stuff. It did not seem like it. It's just, I don't know. I can't get over the fact of like this little box of people that experience this thing that will never happen again.
Oh, yeah. And
in that way.
I was telling Justin, too, when we were eating a little bit ago, that if none of these things get posted online anywhere for anyone to talk about, it's like it never happened.
Like if they took everyone's phone before the thing, you'd be like, no one would even like believe you.
You'd be like, oh yeah, and be like, no, there's no way that happened. Like, dude, I was there. Like it happened.
We were there with the other like 80 people. Like,
I've never been to an event where I was literally, even in the third row, so close where I could take pictures on my phone, not zoomed in, and they look like they're like an arm's length away from me.
I mean, it was crazy. Like we keep saying it, but it really is hard to process in like the best way. Like I knew it was a great thing.
I'm literally gonna wake up like in the middle of the night with like night sweats and be like, damn, did I dream that?
Did
we
see that tripleS? Like,
I'm like, this is the craziest thing ever.
Like saw their comeback and have listened to their CD and bought 1 million of them, and
like now I'm gonna go home and
watch
before I go
all
to
the
bed,
signals of these people getting introduced to the house.
I mean, like
and,
watch signals with them, and I just saw them.
I know, like
I touched them.
Like S1, S2, well, they're right there, like in front of us. Like, it's something about it just doesn't seem like it really happened.
Which, I mean, granted, that's like any K-pop people we see. We're like, wow.
It's true. It happens.
We literally watched them on Music Bank yesterday. Now we're watching them in person. Now they're going home. But for some reason, this is just kind of like...
This one just seemed different. I think with all the circumstances of how it happened and whatnot, it's like this one is just... It truly is like a unique one.
And we were like sending messages and pictures to our friends in the tripleS chat in our Discord. And our friends are like, oh, I'm so jealous. Like, that's crazy. I wish I got into him earlier so we could have like gone and seen him with you. And I'm like, dude, this was like a fluke accident. Like, nothing, this was not planned.
This was planned because other things didn't work out, and Mod House or the crew or whoever powered through and like made a really awesome event.
Because honestly, Mod House could have just did what they did with reading and just be like, it's canceled. Here's your money back.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They like wanted to do something for the fans.
Yeah.
So shout out to Mod House.
Hey, honestly, the staff crew, whoever was a part about making something happen for the Waves, like we salute you because
Like, that was one of the best hours of K-pop I've had in my whole life.
and it's like arguably my favorite thing I've ever done.
And we were talking about it too when we were eating, and I was like, the only thing in my head that kind of comes close to this was when we went to see Pixie the couple times we saw him, because we got like selfie time with him, and I was like really looking forward to getting selfies with Dia, because obviously it's like my favorite group and that's like my favorite person. But like, this is a very close, like really close second. If we would have had selfie time and stuff like the people did in Atlanta, this might have been my favorite thing I've ever done.
It's just the uniqueness of it made it like amazing. But yeah, shout out to Mod House and the staff for putting on an excellent event. The girls for being the best, which like they really were, and it really running smooth. And honestly, too, shout out to all the other waves there.
Oh yeah,
we actually talked to like a ton of people.
Best example of controlled chaos.
Everyone was very polite.
I mean, you did have a couple people still yelling when they were talking, but
yeah, it was like I don't know, because it can get really bad, but I guess that's because it wasn't that many people there. But everyone, for the most part, was pretty polite. No one was a psychopath, so that was nice too. Like, because really there, it would have been really annoying if someone was like always screaming.
I will say one thing was kind of nice is like when people did scream stuff, it was so small, the girls heard them.
Yeah.
So it's not like they had to repeatedly say stuff over and over and over again, trying to get them to listen to them.
It really wasn't like, no one like screamed. You could literally like talk. You
yeah,
be like,
it was
hey,
very small.
this, and they hear you instead of someone next to you who's like belting their lungs out trying to like get to the, and they like obviously aren't going to hear them because they're like way up on the stage. Like, and that's the thing is when you go to the tour and you see a show, is obviously everyone always has a unique experience for that environment, whatever. But again, like, you know, the set list is going to be the same.
Yeah.
The greetings are going to be similar. Blah blah. It's like this is like its own timeline that branched off into like
tripleS, LOVElution, unscripted.
Like it's just its own thing, and like I think that's just kind of blowing my mind about it. But
no, it was awesome. It was beautiful, really.
It was like a beautiful experience.
There was
like,
times I really had
experience.
I had tears welling up in my eyes.
It was just like
this is the best.
It was crazy seeing Soyeon and Heron of just like the beginning. It was crazy seeing the people that we see online and on the signals right there. It was.
The only downside was I did not get my Soyeon object, because you get a random one you get to scan when you go to the show.
Oh my gosh, I had a whole stack.
And like legit, I don't think anybody got her, because we asked every single person to trade and nobody had her.
We asked everyone and no one said yes.
Even the people that wanted her didn't get her, so I don't know if anybody got her.
We, of course, both got the same.
Kaide,
we got
which
Kaide, which was a really great card, and I was almost going to keep it, but someone saw my shirt and was like, hey, do you want to trade for Diane? And so I said yes.
So, if anyone listening to this was there, or anybody has the LOVElution concert Soyeon and you don't want it, hit me up and I will buy it from you with real American dollars.
Real American dollars, or if you want Kaide.
It went on my little sign I was holding up to being like, want Soyeon, have Kaide, to want Soyeon, have Kaide, will trade, or $10, to I will literally just give you Kaide and $20 if you give me the Soyeon card.
We're gonna make a big sign for Kansas City. Hopefully you can just get it as your draw, because we'll get another chance to at least draw a card.
But I mean, if that's the least of my worries, it's okay.
Yeah, it was
free.
It was awesome, and it was free. Craziest thing ever.
Best free thing I've ever experienced.
Super nice hotel.
Well, mostly the best free thing I've ever experienced.
Super nice everything. Wish it could have been longer. But
and it got done super early, which, like you said, I wish it was longer because, you know, it would have been cool. But also it's nice because we're not going to get back at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
And the drive's actually pretty nice right now. The weather's pretty decent.
We didn't have to go to downtown Chicago.
That was the best, really. That was the win for all of us.
We just went near Rosemont, which is our favorite place. So
I like to call home.
Just super easy in the nice hotel. I don't know. It was so good. It was really cool.
For everybody that was there with us, I hope you also enjoyed the experience, because that's something, you know, we're going to all be able to share together.
It's like all of us as a team have that together.
Just us, like 90 people were there.
All of us have that together. Like, that's it. So I'd say, well...
Mod House, thanks for coming through and being real G's.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
tripleS, thank you for being great and, you know, loving the waves, because we love you, and it was a great experience for everybody, so you really made it awesome.
There's still more shows on the tour.
So go buy tickets.
Go buy tickets and go watch tripleS.
So they don't cancel your show.
Honestly, it was. I mean, This was different, obviously, but there's still shows, and we're going to one. We're going to Kansas City, so
also if you listen to this when you come say hi to us, we'll be in
Kansas City at the tripleS show. We got the meet and greet, we got everything, so we're really excited to see them in like a week. But yeah, I think we can wrap it up. This was definitely one we had to discuss.
But we'll also see you guys on this weekend when we record our normal podcast episode
tomorrow,
which is the introduction to LOVElution and EVOlution.
Heck
so,
yeah.
Beautiful. Also, EVOlution's put out some teasers, pretty sick.
Support
put out the song.
Support tripleS in all ways possible.
But yeah, we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Peace.
soon.